Hello students, today we are discussing third paper of 1000 short questions series. So again 25 questions in this paper and you get each question 2 marks and spaces are provided. You can give answers in the spaces provided. So short questions, so how many minutes you can spend? You can spend 2 minutes and 24 seconds, but try to do within 2 minutes. So each question 2 minutes and you get 2 marks. So in this paper, first page, you get 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second page 7 to 14 is there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And the third page you get questions of 15 to 19, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And the last page you get questions 20 to 25, 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. Let's take question number 1. Simplify 1 minus half and 1 minus 1/3. So brackets are there. That means you have to simplify inside brackets first. So 1 minus half. So how you write 1? I can write 1 as 2 over 2. And here 1, the denominator is 3. So I can write 3 over 3. Now, same denominator, you can subtract. 2 minus 1 is 1 and 3 minus 1 is 2. So 2 over 3 here, half and 2 over 3. Now you can simplify. This 2 get cancelled out. With this 2, you get 1 over 3 as the answer. So you get 2 marks. 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 2, simplify. So you get 2 decimal places and square term. So you have to do separately. So what is 1.4 squared means? 1.4 into 1.4. Without considering decimals, first multiply 14 times 14 and then consider 2 decimal places. So 14 times 14, 196. If you can't do at once, you can write down separately and multiply. So you get 196. Then 0.2 times 0.2. 0.2 squared means 0.2 times 0.2. Here we forgot to write down the decimal. So 1.96. 2 decimal places you have to keep. Then again 2 times 2, 4. But 2 decimal places. So 0.04. Now you have to just add it. So 1.4 squared plus 0.2 squared is equal to 1.96 plus 0.04. So you get 10, 10 and 2. So 2 is the answer. So 2 marks for this. 1 mark and 1 mark for the method. Now make sure that you do one question within 2 minutes and 24 seconds maximum. So try to finish within 2 minutes. Then you can later check your answers. Question number 3. Assessed value of a house is 80,000 rupees. The rates for a quarter is 240 rupees. Find the percentage annual rates charged by the municipal council. So for a quarter, rates for quarter is 240 rupees. And what about rates for a year? You multiply by 4 because quarter means 1/4 of a year. So 240 times 4. You get 960. Then what's the percentage? Annual rates. Rates here for a year 960, you are paying for 80,000 rupees and multiply by 100%. Now zeros, 2 zeros with this one and 1 0 here. Now 8 times, here 10, 8 times 1, 8, and for 16 that's 2. 12 divided by 10, you get 1.2% is the percentage annual rates. So 2 marks, 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 4. The length of the diagonal PR of PQRS square is 48 square root. Find the area of the square. So if one length is x, this is also x, and this is given 48 square root. Now you can use Pythagoras theorem because 90-degree angle is there. So we can write x squared plus x squared, sum of 2 square lengths is equal to the hypotenuse square, 48, because square root 48, and when you square it, square root and square get cancelled out, you get 48. Now 2x squared is 48. So what is x squared? Divide by 2, that's 24. Now they are asking area of the square. So area of the square is length into length. That's x squared. So you get 24 centimeter square. That's the area of the square. So 2 marks, 1 mark here and 1 mark for the method. Question number 5. Factorize the quadratic expression. X squared minus 11x plus 30. So what you do? You multiply these two. Here the coefficient is 1. So 30x squared you need. And you need to find out the factors of 30x squared. The middle term, when you add the factors, you are getting the middle term minus 11. Now plus means you have to add it and get the middle term, minus 11. So minus is there, so both should be minus, minus, minus. 30, what are the factors? 30 into 1, 2 into 15. So when you do that, you can see how you get 11. 6 times 5. But middle term is negative, means both should be negative. So negative 6x and negative 5x are the correct factors. If I use the short method, what you do? Straight away you can write x squared, how you get? First term x and x. How you get 30? These are the correct factors. Minus 6 and here we don't write x. Minus 6 and minus 5. Then we write down the factors this way. X minus 6 and x minus 5. Now if you can't do that, you can split the middle term to minus 6x and minus 5x. Then take two terms at once Take x out, x minus 6. Take minus 5 out, x minus 6. Because minus minus plus. So x minus 6 is common, take it out, and x minus 5 is there. So you get two factors, x minus 6 and x minus 5. So 2 marks for that. Question number 6. In ABC triangle, A angle is 80. So this is given 80. And the angle bisectors of B and C intersect at P. So we can write if this is A, this is A. If this is B, this is B, because angle bisectors are there. Find the value of BPC. BPC, this angle. So what can you say about ABC triangle? Sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So 80 plus 2A plus 2B equals 180. When you take 80 to this side, you get 2A plus 2B equals 180 minus 80, that's 100. So divide the whole equation by 2, you get A plus B equals 50 degrees. These two 50. So what about this angle? So now we can take BPC triangle. BPC triangle. BPC angle plus A plus B. A plus B is 50. That's equal to 180 again. That's another triangle. Sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So what is BPC angle? 180 minus 50, that's 130 degrees. So 2 marks again. So you get 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 7. The sum of 3 consecutive terms of an arithmetic progression is 24. Find the middle term. So consecutive numbers, if x is one number, what's the previous number you can take? X minus 1, because consecutive means the difference between the two numbers is 1. Then what is the next number if the previous number is x? X plus 1. So we can use that method. So middle term is x. Then you can write previous term is x minus 1 and the next term is x plus 1. The sum. So you add all 3 is equal to 24. So this is a linear equation. Solve for x. X, 3x. Minus 1 and plus 1 get cancelled out and you get 24. So how you find out x? You divide by 3. So x becomes 8. So the middle term is 8. So middle term is 8. So 2 marks. 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 8. The product of 3 consecutive terms of a geometric progression. So earlier we did arithmetic. Geometric progression is 216. Find the middle term. So how you find out that? If the first term is A, what's the second term? Any first term is that? If the ratio is R, you can write AR. Then the next number is AR squared. So these are the 3 consecutive terms. You can get A can be the first number and R is the common ratio. The product. So that means multiplication. A times AR times AR squared That's equal to 216. Find the middle term. So find the middle term. So what you get? A to the power 3. R to the power 3 is equal to 216. So we need to think about power 3. What's that? 6 times 6, 36. 36 times 6, 216. So I can write this is 6 to the power 3. So AR to the power 3 I can take because both are power 3. That's equal to 6 to the power 3. So what can you say about AR? Same power, so you can equate the bases here. AR equals 6. So what they want? Middle term. That's the AR term. So middle term is 6. So you get 2 marks for that. 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for the method. Question number 9. If x plus a into x plus b is x squared plus 5x plus 6, find the values of a and b. So what we can do, you can expand brackets and equate the coefficients. How you expand this? Foil method, can you remember? Or rainbow method? First with first, x squared, x into x. Then outside numbers, x into b, bx. And inside number, ax. And last numbers, a into b, ab. That's equal to this. Now when you take x term here out, you get a plus b. Now you can compare. X squared term is there. This one becomes 5. A plus b is 5. And AB is 6. How you solve that? So you can take A as 5 minus B, take B to the other side and substitute to the other equation. Because if you have same letter, you can solve. 2 different letters, it's difficult. So this is like 2 equations, 2 unknowns, simultaneous equation, but not like before. This is addition, this is multiplication. So what we do, make one variable as the subject and then substitute to the other equation. So instead of A, I can write 5 minus B into B is equal to 6. Expand brackets and take all terms to one side. 5b minus b squared is 6. Then when I take all these terms to this side, I get b squared minus 5b plus 6 equals 0. Now we have to identify the factors. What are the factors of this? Factors of 6 to get minus 5. This is plus 6, so that should be addition or both subtraction. So here minus 5, 3 and 2, that means minus 2 and minus 3. So we'll use the short method now. B and B, because B squared is there, minus 2 and minus 3, you take the factors this way. So B minus 2 and B minus 3. From that you can identify what is B. B equals 2 or B equals 3. Because B minus 2 you can equate to 0, B becomes 2. So B values are there, then substitute to this equation and find A. If this is 2, 5 minus 2, that becomes 3. If b equals 3, 5 minus 3, that's 2. So 2 possibilities. A can be 3, B is 2, or A is 2, or B is 3. So 2 possibilities are there. So here you need to do really fast. Lot of workings are there, but when it comes to here's factorization, make sure that you use a short method, because short questions you have to take the answer really fast. So we'll give 2 marks for the answers. So 2 marks there. Question number 10. Sin theta equals 12 over 13. Find the value of cos theta. Can you remember SOHCAHTOA? SOHCAHTOA. All trig ratios are there. So means sin theta or sine angle is opposite over hypotenuse. Cos means cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan theta opposite over adjacent. So if you know the 3 trigonometric ratios, you can easily do this. So you can draw a right angle triangle, and if this is theta, this is opposite and this is hypotenuse. So 12 here opposite to this and 13 as the hypotenuse. So you can find out this length. So how you find out this length? Using Pythagoras theorem. 13 squared minus 12 squared, and take the square root. What's that? 169. 13 squared and 12 squared is 144. So when you subtract, what you get? 169, 144. You get subtraction 9 to 25. So square root of 25 is 5. So this side is 5. Or you can use difference between 2 square terms. 13 minus 12 and 13 plus 12. And take the square root. So here 1 times 25. So that's 25. If you don't want to find out the multiplication, you can use the easy method. Difference between 2 square terms, and you get this side. Now they are asking what's the value of cos theta. So what's cos theta value? According to the ratio, this is adjacent over hypotenuse. So what's adjacent to this angle? That's 5. What's the hypotenuse? That's 30. So the ratio becomes 5 over 30. So 2 marks again. 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for the method. Question number 11. Express the numbers satisfied for x in the number line as an inequality. So it's given, this is a solid circle and this is an open circle. So how you write down in between? Between these two numbers, we write down the smaller value and the bigger value. X is in between. Then what you do? This is equal. Solid circle means equal to that number as well. But 3 is not equal, so you write this inequality. So x is in between minus 2 and 3, and minus 2 is included. So you get 2 marks for that. Writing down correct boundaries and the correct signs. 2 marks. Question number 12. That's a quadratic graph. Write down the equation in the form of y equals x minus a squared minus b. How do you find out in this form? Now we have to look at the turning point. So this is the turning point. So what's the turning point? Minus 3 is the y value and x value is 1. If you write down the coordinates, this is 1 comma minus 3. So that's the turning point. This is a minimum value because this is positive. If you get a negative value here as the x squared value, you get the other way around. So you get a maximum value. So how we write down this one, these two numbers with the vertex point? So x value here comes here with the minus sign. So a becomes 1 there. X minus 1 squared and the y value here comes as b. So minus 3 is there. So that's how you write down the equation of the quadratic function using the vertex point. Think about if you have this one, the minimum point here as a negative value, x negative. What should be the sign here? This sign becomes opposite sign, plus value. If the positive x value is there, you get negative 1 here. If you get negative x value, this becomes positive, but this value is not changing. Whatever you get there, you get that number here. So 2 marks for identifying the correct equation, 1 mark and 1 mark. So 2 marks for that. Question number 13. If one factor of x cubed plus 8 expression is x plus 2, find the other factor. So can you remember those factors? So you need to remember this formula. If it's x cubed plus a cube, both cube terms, how you write down the factors? So you get x plus a as one factor. So these two. Then the other factor becomes square term of this, and you get the opposite sign of this. Plus becomes minus and not double of that. When it's square term, you multiply by 2. But if it's cube, you just multiply these two, ax. And then square of this, a squared. So you get that formula. What happens if this is minus a cube? So you get x minus a as one factor, and what's the other one? Square term, and this becomes plus, opposite sign of this, ax plus a squared. So if you can remember these two, you can do this question easily. So x cube plus 8. 8, how can you write as a cube term? 2 to the power 3. Then what are the factors you get? According to this one, you get x plus 2 is one factor. Then what's the other factor? You just substitute. A is 2 plus 2. So you get x squared minus 2x and plus 2 squared. That's 4. So what's the final answer? Now, already x plus 2 is a factor. So what's the other factor? Other factor is this one. X squared minus 2x plus 4. So 2 marks, 1 mark for the correct answer and 1 mark for the method. Question number 14. Find the value of cube root of 8 over 27. So what is cube root means? Power 1/3. So we have to consider power 1/3 for both. This is 1/3 and 27 1/3. So what is 8 cube root? We know 8 is 2 to the power 3. And then multiply by 1/3. What's 27? Cube of 3. 3 to the power 3. Now we can see, you can multiply. So you get here 3 get cancelled out, and what's the answer? You get 2 over 3. So cube root of this is 2 over 3. So 2 marks for this, 1 mark for the answer, and 1 mark for the method. Question number 15. The figure shows the conversion of units of lengths. Convert 2200 millimeters. Here, to meters. So we need this answer. Conversion is given. Kilometers to meters, you multiply by 1000. Meters to centimeters, multiply by 100. Centimeters to millimeter, multiply by 10. So we have to do reverse order. So what you do here? You divide by 10 to convert to centimeters. So 220. Then you divide by 100. So when you divide by 100, move the decimal point. So 2.2. So what's the answer? 2.2 meters is equal to 2200 millimeters. So 2 marks. Question number 16. According to the information given in the figure, find the values of A and B. Look at carefully. This is a parallel line. If this is 100, what is this angle? Allied angles add up to 180. So A becomes 180 minus 100. You get 80 degrees. That's A. Then what can you say about this angle? B angle. Here this is 80. Now we can find out this angle. This is a straight line. We'll put X or something. What's X angle? X angle becomes 180 minus 70 plus 80 because straight angle. 180 minus 150. So you get 30 degrees here. Now we can find out B angle. That's also allied angle with X. X and B allied angles add up to 180. So what's B angle? B angle is 180 minus 30. So you get 150 degrees. So 2 marks here again. A 1 mark. For the value of B, 1 mark. Question number 17. ABCD is a rectangle. CDE is a semicircle. Find the area of the shaded region in terms of A and pi. So the length is given 4A. So what's the shaded region? Area of the rectangle minus, so area of the rectangle. Can you see this becomes the radius of the circle. 4A is the diameter. 4A divided by 2, so that's 2A. So 2A is the width of the rectangle. So 4a times 2a minus area of the semicircle. So what's the area of the semicircle? Pi r squared divided by 2. Half pi r squared. R is 2a and another 2a. Now simplify, 2 and 2 get cancelled out. So here you get 4 times 2, 8a squared minus 2 is there, 2 pi a squared. You can keep like this, or you can take 2a squared out and write 4 minus pi. 2a squared, so 4 minus pi is the shaded area. So this is in centimeter square because this is an area. So 2 marks, 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the final answer. Question number 18. The figure shows a net of a cylinder. Find the total surface area. So total surface area of this. Now when you fold this line with this line here this way, you get the cylinder. So something like this comes. So when you fold it, this length becomes the circumference of the circle. So this circumference becomes 44. So you can find out the radius using that. So 2 pi r is equal to 44. So 2 times 22 over 7 we can take as pi is equal to 44. So what's our value? 44 multiplied by 7 and divide by 2 and 22. So 22 times 2 and 2 get cancelled out. You get r equals 7 centimeters. So r equals 7. Now we know the radius. So we need to find out the total surface area. So area of 2 circles plus the area of the rectangle. So how you find out the total area? Total area becomes pi r squared twice. 2 times pi, 22 over 7, r squared. 7 times 7 plus area of the rectangle. So what's the area of the rectangle? 44 times 10. So length is 44, width is 10, 44 times 10. Now what you get? So simplify, 7 and 7 get cancelled out. So 7 times 2, 14, or you can do 44 into 7. 44 into 7 plus 44 into 10. So what's the value? We can take 44 out and it's easy to simplify. So when you take 44, you get 7 plus 10. So that means 44 into 17. 7 plus 10. So what's the value? 44 into 17. 10 and 7. You get 7 times 4, 28. 7 times 4, 28 plus 2, 30. So 748 is the total surface area. This is in square centimeters. So 748. So you get 2 marks. 1 is for the answer and 1 is for the method. Here, the most important thing in this question is finding the radius. So first you have to find the radius and then only you can find out the total area. Question number 19. The square base area 60 square centimeters and height is 8 centimeter of a right pyramid. Find the volume of the pyramid. So square base pyramid. So if you draw the square base pyramid, this is something like this. So this is a square. So what's given? The base area is 60. So this area is 60 square centimeters. Height is 8. So the perpendicular height here to here. Perpendicular height is given 8 centimeters. Volume of the pyramid. What's the volume? Volume is 1/3 of the base area. Whatever the base area, you can get a triangle or a square. So base area into perpendicular height. So that's the volume formula for a pyramid. 1/3 into 60 is the base area and height is 8. So what you get? 3 times 20. 20 times 8, you get 160 cubic centimeters. So this is a volume. So 160 cubic centimeters. So 2 marks. 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for the method. Question number 20. Area of PQR triangle is 35 square centimeters. Find the area of the sector PRS. So you need to find out this height PR. Then that becomes the radius of the quarter of a circle. So area of the PQR triangle. So 35 is equal to half times. If this is base, that's 10. PR is the height, perpendicular height. You can find PR from this. PR becomes 2 times 35 divided by 10. 2 times 5, 35 divided by 5, that's 7 centimeters. So PR is 7. That means radius is 7. So what's the area of the sector? Sector area is equal to, this is a quarter of a circle, 1/4 pi. That's 22/7 and r squared. 7 times 7. So this becomes 7. So 7 and 7 get cancelled out. 2 with here 11. And 77 divided by 2. So you get 3, and for this 17, 2 times 3 is 6, and for 17 that's 8, and for 10 that's 0.5. 38.5 square centimeters, because this is about area. So 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for the method. Question number 21. Following are the prime numbers that are written in ascending order. Find the values of A, B, C. These are ascending order. So that means this should be before 37. What's the prime number before 37? 31 is a prime number. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. All are not prime numbers. So A becomes 31. Then B. B is in between 37 and 43. So after 37, 38, no, 39, no, 40, 41. 41 is a prime number. Then C is in between 47 and 59. After 47, what's the other prime number? 48 is not a prime. 49, 50. 51, it's divisible by 3. 52, 53. So 53 is the other prime number. So A, B, C are these numbers. So you get 2 marks to identify those prime numbers. So what are prime numbers? Only divisible by 1 and itself. Question number 22. Center of the circle is O. If AB is equal to BC is equal to CD. All these lengths are equal. Find the value of X. So here, if you draw triangles here, what can you say about this? I'm connecting these triangles. I can say, now look at the diagram. Here to here, all radii. So all are equal. So if this is X, this is X. And can you see all these triangles are congruent? Because here these two lengths all are equal and the other side also are equal. So side, 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 all three triangles are congruent. So you can say all these are, this is X, X, X and X. Now, if you take now, this is the center. So this whole angle is the angle subtended at the center. So what is that? This is angle subtended on the circumference. So normally double of that. So this becomes 120 degrees. And you are dividing equally into 3 parts. 120 divided by 3, you get 40 degrees each. Now think about just one triangle. Think about OAB triangle. One angle is 40 and 2x. So you can write 40 plus 2x is equal to 180. Sum of angles in a triangle. Now you can solve for x. 2x becomes 180 minus 40. That becomes 140. Then x becomes, you divide by 2, 70 degrees. So x becomes 70. So that's the answer. So you get 2 marks, 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for the method. Question number 23. If sine theta is x over y, write cos theta in terms of x and y. So this is like before, we did a similar question to that. If this is sine theta, this is opposite is x and y is the hypotenuse. So you can find out using Pythagoras theorem, you can find out the other length. So what's this length? Y squared minus x squared and take the square root. So we have that length. So what is cos theta? Can you remember SOHCAHTOA? SOHCAHTOA, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cos is adjacent. Cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent is y squared minus x squared square root over hypotenuse is y. So cos theta equals this. So you get again 2 marks. 1 mark here and 1 mark for the method. Question number 24. Find the perimeter of the sector. If area of the sector is 231. So this angle is given 60 degrees. How do you find out the area of the sector? So 231 is equal to 60 over 360 into pi r squared. Pi is 22 over 7 and r we have to find out. We don't know. So r squared. Simplify. So we can find r squared. R squared becomes 231 multiplied by, here first I'll simplify this one. This becomes 6. So 231 multiplied by 6 and multiplied by 7 divide by 22. Now simplify. 2 times 3, 2 times 11 and 11 times 2, 22, and for 11 that's 1. So 21. 21 is there. 3 times 7, 21. So 21 squared is equal to r squared. So what's r? R equals 21. Now we found out r is 21. So they're asking what's the perimeter. So what's the perimeter of the sector? You need to find out the arc length. So you can find out perimeter is equal to 2r, r and r, 2r, 2 times 21 plus, how you find out the arc length? 60 over 360 into 2 pi r. 2 times pi is 22 over 7 and r is 21. Now try to simplify. This is 6. This is 7 times 3 and 2 times 3 here, and this 3 get cancelled out with this 3. So you get 22 and 2 times 21, 42 plus 22. You get finally perimeter of this sector is 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6, 64 centimeters. So you gain 2 marks for this question, 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for the whole method. Twenty-fifth one. Write down the converse of midpoint theorem. What's converse of midpoint theorem? So can you remember midpoint theorem? So when you take any midpoint of a length, you take, this is midpoint, and when we draw a parallel line to the third side, what happens? This point becomes the midpoint of the other length. So that's the converse. What's midpoint theorem? Midpoint theorem is when you connect midpoints of two lengths, when you join the line, these two lines are parallel. That's midpoint theorem. Converse is other way around. So you can write down connecting midpoint of one side with a parallel line to the third side you can say you get the midpoint of the other side. So basically you have to remember, when you take midpoint of one side and when you draw the parallel line to the third side, you get the midpoint of the other side. So that's the converse theorem. So you can use your own words. If you can't remember the exact words, you can write your own words. You get marks for that. That's called converse midpoint theorem. So this is the last question in paper 3. So we discussed 3 papers now. So this is the third one. And each question 2 marks. This is also 2 marks. And we gave 50 marks for this paper.